Hello and welcome to another episode of Risky Business. Uh, I apologize if I sound a little bit weird today. I have a canker sore that's giving me a little bit of trouble, so it's making it a little bit awkward to talk, but I will try my best nonetheless. So, we have a number of things to address today. This is like the first proper stream since HandmadeCon, which was an amazing experience. I got to meet Sergey here, who's in the chat, the developer of Milton, so that was really awesome. He's a cool guy. And after that, we got the new graphics card in, so I can drive all three monitors now, which is nice. And we had some interesting news here related to risc-v. There's this Hi5 which is an open source Arduino compatible risc-v dev kit. It's looking like it's going to be the first kind of commercially available consumer piece of hardware for risc-v of this nature. I was looking at low risk before this, and there was another one that someone showed me. I think it was called like Open5, but this one's they're saying that the founder editions will ship in December, which is this month. So I was not expecting that at all. This just came out of nowhere, and it's super exciting. There's like a risc-v conference or like workshop going on right now. I haven't really looked into that. I didn't go, obviously. But I believe this was premiered there. And there's a lot of like big names behind this. This is kind of like the first, like, from what I understand, this is like a lot of people working on like risc-v or like pushing this particular, or like working on this particular piece of hardware. So they, on their crowd supply, they only put a $1 goal. But they're getting quite a lot of money. This is $29,724 raised. So it seems to be quite a success. There's still 23 days left on this. And so I'm getting one of these, and you will not need one of these to follow along with the series. But if you want to support risc-v and get your hands on like the first piece of hardware that's risc-v, this would be what you should get. You can get a dev kit for $59. Or if you want to get the Founders Edition, which I believe is what ships in December, that's $79. It looks like they're sold out of those, though. So you'd have to go with the $59 one. I went with the $555 option, which features 2-hour call with the risc-v inventors, or I guess if you read the fine print here, it's 2 1-hour conference calls with either Andrew, I'm not sure how you pronounce this name, Krste, or Gensup. So I'm hoping that I can put the conference calls on the Risky Business YouTube archive. I think that would be super cool. Maybe do like an interview with them So we'll see. I don't know if it might not. It might be like it has to be private or something. So we'll find out. But I did back that, so there might be some interesting content coming there in the future. So I'll just show you this. I'll just play this little video they have for you so you can see what this is all about. And then we'll move on to other business. Well, maybe I won't if it won't play. It's crowdsupply.com/SI5. That's SIFIVE, Sci5, /hi5 1. Hi is spelled HI. I'll link it in the chat so you can watch the video on your own leisure. And I suppose we will move on to other business now. So there's two things we have here. We have Sergey has given us feedback 13 days ago already on the issues we were having last time we worked on Milton. So we're going to look into that. And Bungie also responded to me. So I'll want to look into this as well for MotionBox. So I'm thinking today we're going to do the MotionBox stuff because that'll probably be quicker, and I just want to get that out of the way. So let's see here. So he says this problem happens when you're using the wrong VLC or an older one. So check that the current VLC version is 2.2.4. So we're using the VLC package, I believe. Which is 2.2.4. And I updated my system yesterday, so as of today, we are definitely on 2.2.4. Okay, and he says that if you don't have the library files present in the folder, it should go look in your user lib directory. And that should be the same for Qt image formats. So remove all the Qt libraries in the deploy folder and run it again. So MotionBox. Now I need to remember what exactly we were doing. Obviously we were building motion box. So let's see the deploy folder. Now do we delete so let's remove all the Qt libraries from there. Eventually we're going to want to delete everything from this because we want it to be on the system, but the libsk stuff isn't going to be right now. So I'm just going to selectively delete some stuff. It'd help if my keyboard was positioned properly. So we're going to get rid of image formats. I guess just delete all the libqt stuff. And I think I'll leave the rest of this in here for now. So let's take a look at the deploy.sh. Okay, so that does the sky deploy. I probably just want to not run the deploy script and manually copy over the bin, the binary from the bin folder. Okay, and now we need to rebuild it. I don't think we need to change anything, so I'm just going to run make again. So we're going to put that in the deploy folder. And it would appear that we have the same problem as before. but it ran fine, so it's finding it doesn't need this. It's finding the Qt libraries on the system just fine. So it's just a problem with the VLC stuff. We are indeed using VLC 2.2.4. So I think we're just going to have to report this to Bungie and go on our way. So next up we'll be looking at Milton. So Sergey says Milton will try and save first to .milton, Milton temp. So if we look in our home, here I'll just create a So, do we have a .milton? No, we do not. There's no .milton there. Hello, Gugbo. We're not making anything from scratch right now. We are working on getting Milton to run on Linux at the moment. Or rather, we got that to work and now we're looking into why it doesn't save properly. Milton would be this program right here. So this was made by a really awesome developer named Sergey, who happens to be in the chat, I believe. So shout outs to him. It's just a little drawing program. So this file does not get created. So platform fname@config is not working. Or it might not be working. Probably not. Okay, so that makes sense. You're saying that it's not expanding the tilde. So let's take a look at the source. Alright, so we want to look at platform Linux. So this would be the line in question. So let's do a quick test of that. We're just going to hard code in our home and see what happens. So what are we using to build here? A makefile? Okay, now if it's doing that properly, is it going to do persistence, or do we need to actually do the save dialog thing? No persistence. So that did not work. Nice, Gugbo. What distro do you use? So yeah, this did not help, it appears. Awesome. Arch Linux is what I use as well. It's a great distro. So, let's go back to looking at where platform fname at config is called. Let's take a look again too and see if we've got a .milton. No, we don't. So when is Milton's save called? I think I want to just put in like a printf So it looks like this got called 4 times. And it has a valid path. So that much is working. Now, does the file open is the next question. So it didn't print in here, which means this platform fopen failed. We have a null file descriptor. It's not even writing the temp file because it's failing to fopen it. So platform fopen seems to be a problem. So that just calls fopen Unix. Yeah, this is C. So fopen Unix. So this is just calling fopen. Let's see, I probably don't have this as a keyword on here. Oh, I do. Sweet. So first of all, we're gonna say if not file descriptor printf. Yep, it's null. Why is that not giving me an executable now? That I don't see an error. Oh, okay, now it's there. Whatever. So we want to know why it's failing. So we're going to throw a p error in there. It complains that there is no such file or directory. So what mode are we opening in? Tiberian, I was just thinking the exact same thing. It's probably because the .milton directory doesn't exist in my home directory. So as a result, it's not trying to create that directory before writing a file into it. That would explain the problem. So let's give that theory a test. Oh, segfault. So now it's segfaults. There's Milton persist.mlt now though. So we know for sure one bug is that it doesn't try to create the .milton directory before it tries to write anything into it. And now I want to know what's going on with the segfault. So oh hey, persistence. So that's pretty cool. Now I wonder if it's going to segfault for me again or not. Yep, it just did. Oh, it hit an implementation missing. Platform get wall time. Did someone implement that? I remember there was a guy who implemented a bunch of stuff. Maybe get wall time was not one of them though. It appears not. So we need to implement platform get wall time. Sergey, is it alright if we leave in this P error? Or should I take that out? It's useful to know what the error is, but it might be a slight performance penalty when everything's working, so. For now, I'm just going to comment it out. So back to platform Linux. Now let's take out our printf. Is that not in this file? Where were we doing that? That must have been in persist. Yep. Okay, so wall time. Now let's look at the Windows one. Okay, so it's a structure that has hour, minute, second, milliseconds. Oh, welcome back, Sergey. Yes, we found out that the problem was because Milton does not try to create the .milton directory in the user's home directory before you're opening the file. And so it was failing to open because okay, we can just return a zeroed out struct. Well, I think we should just go ahead and implement it right now. It won't take too long. But yeah, the .milton directory, because it did not exist, it was failing to open the file in the directory. So that needs to be implemented. Milton needs to create that directory if it does not exist. That's one thing that needs to be done. And now we have persistence, but we crash because we need to implement get wall time. So that's what we're going to do right now. So let me get my Linux book, and we'll look into what the Linux equivalent is. Okay, so time. Okay, page 186 has calendar time. Okay, so with Linux, we measure time since the Unix epoch. So there's get time of day, which returns seconds since the Unix epoch, which was January 1st, 1970. And then it also has milliseconds in the return structure. And then it says there are time conversion structures. Or, I mean, functions. Okay, so what we want is broken down time, which is a statically allocated structure, and it has seconds, minutes, hours, day of the month, year, week, day in the year, daylight savings time. So there's two functions that do this. There's GM time and local time. Okay, so GM time gives you Greenwich Mean Time, and local time uses the time zone that you're in. So we want local time, I believe. So what we're going to do So wait a minute. Do you have milliseconds too? Yeah, okay. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to say we're going to use get time of day because that gives us millisecond precision, whereas everything else is second precision. So we're gonna say we're gonna have a struct time val Okay, and the other argument we just specify as null. It's a historical artifact. So we're gonna say let's see what this returns. Okay, so it always returns 0. I guess we don't need to check that then. Get time of day. TV null. And then we're gonna say this needs to be okay, well this is microseconds, not milliseconds. Oh, is microseconds to milliseconds just multiplication by 1,000? Microseconds to milliseconds. Oh yeah, okay. So we're just gonna do okay. And now we're gonna have a and I guess I'll call this ST just to match the Windows style. Yeah, I think Tiberian's right. It would be a divide, wouldn't it? Because it's 1,000th of a microsecond. Not 1,000 milliseconds being 1 microsecond. So yeah, we're going to divide I think I want to give this a better name. I don't want to call it TM because that's the name of the struct. Let's just call it local time. Local TM. How about we just call it time? Time. So we're gonna say time equals local time, and then we pass it that. So I think this should be good like this. I'm not sure if time.h and sys.time.h are the same thing. Nope. That answers that. Let's include this one before that one. Here, I'll put it up there. Oh, of course, we're using C, not D. We need to use the little pointy arrow. Line 207. No matching function for count local time. Local time. That should be defined in time.h, right? Oh, it's just because this is taking a pointer. Now, does this have lower priority than the arrow? I'm going to assume the arrow happens first. So we've, oh, segfault again. Okay, what's missing this time? Oh, this one's not actually an implementation missing. This is an actual unexpected segfault. So it's happening in our platform get wall time implementation. Um, well, this is interesting. Hmm. So it goes from in platform get wall time to this underscore tz convert. So that would probably be from local time, right? Let's see, line 207. Yeah. So something internally in the local time call is causing the seg fault. Um, So I was right about the precedence. The arrow happens before the... Yeah, I know, right? Probably more than you'd like. There's a reason people don't like the standard library. But why is that causing a segfault? Also, it appears that we're out of time. So I think we're gonna have to leave it on a cliffhanger here today. So we'll continue looking into this bizarre little mystery we have going on here tomorrow. So thank you everyone who tuned in today, and thanks to everyone who watches on YouTube, of course. As you can see on the overlay, if you go to risc-v, that will take you to the YouTube archive. So that's just a convenient way to get there. And yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow. So thanks for watching, and stay risky, everyone.